Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Elevenses Business Show, where we take time out to reflect on your business, the business world, technology, and all things of business success. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Maureen Egbe. I am the digital confidence coach, helping you with your digital processes, helping you get back your time and make more money. And I would like to introduce our lovely co-hosts. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Mauva. I'm from Malion Accounting Services Limited.
Hi, I'm Yejide Adeoye of Logic to Create to Why It Creates, and I provide WordPress security services as well as laser cutting and engraving.
Great. So it's lovely to be here with you once again on Elevenses, ladies.
Yay!
Got to run up the day a little bit, you know?
Okay, I'm loving it.
Thank you.
Loving it. So listen, today is Luddite's Corner. You know what I like to say? Luddite. Again, no offense. It's about us just putting our spotlight on certain technology, digital applications. And today we are highlighting or talking about CRMs. So what is a CRM? So I'm not going to give you the whole detailed definition. I'm just going to tell you what CRM stands for. And that's the Customer Relations Management Systems. So I'm glad that we brought this up, CRMs, because one of the things that really annoys me about CRMs is what people think about CRMs. Okay, so there's this whole thing that when someone mentions CRMs, it's this really difficult thing when it can be actually so simple to detailed. So my first question to you ladies is like, what sort of misconceptions or what sort of things, negative things have you heard about CRMs?
I think I've heard of any negativity. It's just what I think of negativity, like what I thought about CRMs. I just thought, what's a CRM anyway? Do I really need it? You know, what's it going to do for me that a normal Excel spreadsheet that can't do for me? Although Excel is a CRM, isn't it? In a way.
Excel is everything. Just saying.
Yeah, I just thought like, do I really need a CRM? I thought a CRM would be like for bigger businesses, like the big global conglomerate businesses, and they will probably need a CRM because they've got so much staff. They've got to like try and not control, but try and like incorporate into what's going on in the business world, into the company. So I just thought, oh, why would I need a CRM? That was my initial thoughts anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, okay, so basically, I think a lot of the biggest misconception is that CRMs are just software, a piece of software. However, if you step back from that, a CRM is basically the processes that you use to manage and optimize your relationships with your customers, right? So before any software, you should have those processes kind of in mind, documented, and already working. And then obviously bringing it all together is how you optimize it and manage it. So I think when people talk about CRMs, they just think, oh yeah, I just need to get a software and spend, 5 figures or something on building something, but then haven't actually really thought about the processes beforehand that then the software is going to able to help them become more efficient and so become digitized and also then be able to use it to automate the process a bit better. So I think that's for me what the biggest misconception is about CRMs. So yeah.
Okay, no, fantastic. And I think you said it perfectly there. And first of all, may I apologize? My screen keeps going green. I know it's trying to reflect my colors. Okay.
You're all right.
All right. I think you said it perfectly there. I mean, for me, a CRM can be something really, really simple where it's just got the data, but then you can extend it to include processes to help you manage your relationship with your people, with your customers. And it doesn't have to be that difficult. You know, I hadn't heard of a CRM until I'd worked with the local authority, and it's again goes back to what you were saying, Mauva. It felt like this was a system only needed for big organizations. You know, what's little old me going to have to think about having a CRM? You know, and that, yeah, it did make me nervous to begin with.
Yeah.
So let's take a bit further. So how could CRMs help people within their businesses?
I think there's that thing again of from the kind of big CRM systems that are around like Salesforce. A lot of people think, oh, you know, it's very sales specific. However, in terms of, and which it should be, you know, for small businesses, big businesses, but it is again about managing your data, how you can filter and segment, and also, you know, create different reports and those kind of things. And what I found with some of the clients that I've worked with, there's no sales related in it because they're funded. So a lot of it is about how they are managing their database of clients, how they, especially with like charities, so your donators, your sponsors, those kind of things, how you use it for marketing as well. So it's good for that, in terms of making connections with people, your finances as well, depending on the systems that you get as well. So again, it goes back to that step prior to buying your software, in terms of, okay, what are the systems and functions that we really need to make sure that we have a good relationship with our clients. So even when you like know when their birthday is, and you can send them a birthday card on time. So that's like your calendar, and then you put it into your task. Who's delegated to do that? Is it marketing? Is it sales? Is it, do you see what I mean? It's just quite a few touches that, yes, the big companies are kind of used to and are expected to have, but as well, for SMEs and, you know, micros and one-man bands or one-woman bands, it is that thing of looking at that system, but then looking about how you manage your clients in the first place anyway. What do you want them to feel, and how do you want to keep building that relationship with them?
Awesome.
I can't.
No, I'm going to ask, sorry, more, but before you start, say that more. I didn't hear you.
My speaker's okay. It's gonna be funny.
You're a bit low.
Yeah.
Am I? Is that any better?
That's
Yes.
better.
Oh, great.
Tell me more, Mauv.
So what Yej says, man, yeah, that's it. No, joking. But to top up that, a CRM is also obviously to try and make your organization more efficient as well. So you work more faster, more smarter, basically. So that's why when I got my head around CRM, I thought, you know what, this could actually work.
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
Small or large.
Yes. Size doesn't matter.
Yes. Indeed.
Not in this case, no.
Not in this case. All right. So I'm gonna just expand on what you may be alluding to as well, Mauva, in terms of that the CRM can help you with your automations, because understanding, going back to what Yejide said about processes, understanding your processes and how you want to connect and communicate with your customers will allow you to put processes in that will allow you to automate it so it happens automatically, depending on what systems that you have or what software that you're using. You know, I want to go back and because yesterday you were throwing out some lovely stuff out there, okay, and some of the things that people may not know about or understand what you meant, you know. So you talked about, for example, segmentation. So can you again broaden what you meant by segmentation?
Okay, so basically, if you have like, you know, 500 people on your database, and you know that 10% of them like, I don't know, a certain kind of cheese. So I used to eat cheese a lot. So, you know, like 10% like brie and 50% like cheddar. Now, so if you've got a cheddar promotion, the brie people may not really be interested in it. So then you take the cheddar people aside, a segment. You know, like in cheese anyway, you have the big thing and
Or the
kind
pie.
a pie, yeah. So you take a piece of the pie out, and you focus on them. So with that promotion, you say they think, oh, 20% of cheddar until the end of October or whatever, and those kind of things. So with segmentation, you're able to group people based on their preferences, and also how they engage with you as well. So if more people are engaged with you in relation to your, you know, your vouchers and your coupons, you know, that you send more to them, and then try and understand why the other segment or group of people aren't interested in your coupons. Maybe they, do you see what I mean? So it helps you analyze who you have on your database, and then provide solutions and offers and those kind of things as well. So
yes, perfect, thank you. Because yeah, I mean, it's a key thing that I use, and one of the major things in terms of segmentation is understanding where you met people. So it comes in like with GDPR as well, in terms of that, making sure that, you know, these are the people that you have connected with and that they want to hear from you. You know, so I segment them like, I met these people at this networking event or at this promotion or this. So I know that when I have that conversation with them, that I can remind them, you know, where we met, you know, what was important to them. But key thing is actually understanding who your clients are, because that information, when you segment them, you find out more information about them, and then you can speak to them on their level as such.
And also as well, just to jump in, sorry, it's also about segmentation of tasks too. On the flip side, okay, you talk about your customers. On the flip side, you can talk about your staff as well. So if you have like, you know, large staff, like we all do one day, we can actually just assign tasks to them, you know, very easily, and then we can track them how they're progressing.
Yes, yeah. No, I love that, Mauva, and especially about the whole tracking thing, because again, it is understanding and knowing what's happening when it happens, because you can use dates and so on. Okay, so guys, I hope it's actually getting you to think about all these benefits of the CRMs. So ladies, tell me more. What sort of CRMs have you used?
I guess it's funny because there are actually specific ones built like that. But what I feel that you're seeing more and more of is that a lot of systems are building in these kind of features. So for example, like MailChimp has got it, you know, all kinds of things like Eventbrite and those kind of things, they all have a kind of like CRM kind of thing where you can communicate with your clients and so on and so forth. But the main one that I've been using since 2012 is called Capsule CRM. And it's mainly for SMEs, and it's really quite user friendly. And I was trained on it from there, and I've kind of been using it since, and I've kind of recommended it to clients as well. They're based in Manchester, which is good. So they're quite, you know, they're UK based. So I love that. I've heard about Zoho and other ones, and I kind of dipped in. There was another one, Insightly. I kind of went in and came back out again real quick. Because I guess it's that thing of how many systems do you want to learn? and why as well. If you're doing it for client, then, you know, and they don't understand it, you don't understand it. You might as well just try and get them to look at the system that you're using, and so on. So yeah. Maybe like Sage or something. Salesforce, I looked at that and that was really scary. That's a beast.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. And that's money as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's a serious one. And it's again quite interesting in thinking about what are your processes before you get the software. And I think that's really important. So yeah.
So yeah, with your is that this a capsule?
Yeah, Capsule CRM.
Yeah. So is that per user they charge you?
Yeah, so you charge per user, and it's £12, including VAT or something per month.
That's very good.
Yeah, you can get the free version if you have up to 250 contacts. So anything more than that, you move up, and then you get something like 50,000 or whatever. But yeah, you can really start off as a micro business. You got less than 250, you can really work on it and see how it works for you. And the good thing about it is it's good for people who have Google apps, right? So because it has a lot of integration, and it also possibilities. And also we spoke about this in the last Luddites about the finance apps. So you can connect things like FreshBooks and QuickBooks Cashflow, and some other finance apps. So it really, you know, when you do something like what Maureen said, you do something in one system, it's automated, that it you know, it shows up in the CRM and those kind of things. So yeah, that's what I use every day.
Okay, so
just to say that the lots of other CRMs do have a free account as well, so always check in.
Yeah, check those. Yeah.
So with the CRMs that I use, see, I've got two now. If I think about it properly, I just joined Zoho.
Okay.
And the reason why I joined Zoho is because I wanted something a bit more secure in the cloud, where I can, you know, store my clients' files securely, because it's encrypted when it's at rest, which is very important, isn't it, Yej? Yeah. And also, like, obviously to help the team to access files more easily and quickly, so I can allocate. It's a bit like Google Drive, actually, but a bit more, I say, sophisticated, where I can allow them to access certain files. I can, you know, for time limit, that kind of thing. So that's quite new. I'm still learning that at the moment. But with the main CRM I use is called Accountancy Manager. Obviously, there's more, as Maureen said, there's more CRMs out there, but this is the main one that I use for my clients, where I do store their data, their personal details. Everything's in that CRM, basically, everything, including deadlines for each account, self-assessment, corporation tax, company's house returns, everything's in that system. So that's why my mindset changed when I saw that particular CRM, because that was just mind-blowing to me, because I used to use spreadsheets. That was great. I loved it. And like, obviously, like things like calendar, you know, but everything is in this particular CRM.
Would you say that it was built specifically for your area of business?
Definitely.
I was going to say that when you are looking for a CRM, look for ones that are industry specific. You know, if you're into recruitment, accountancy, maybe and law as well, because when I used to work in a law firm, we had like Lawmaster. So I think when we first started using that, it was when it was just first came out, so it was really quite revolutionary and that kind of thing, and I guess it moved you away from like access database and spreadsheets. So it was really good.
And with the charities that I work with, they use CoreNet.
Okay, that's a new one to me.
Yes, and that's for like mainly for obviously the charities that has that work with therapists, basically. So they store all their clients' details in there. Nice. And about the notes, because before they used to be paper based, and then to obviously the cloud based, you know, just move along with the times as well, you know, and easier access to data, so they can do reports to the funders. So they decided to invest in something called CoreNet, which is working really well, actually. And it can be, and the system can be manipulated to your working needs as well. So I think that any CRM, they love feedback. You know, so if you feel that they can do something a bit different or something added on, they'll take the feedback on, and they would like think about it and maybe do it, like my CRM does.
But I guess that's one of the beauties of CRMs, and especially big CRMs, you know, industry specific, is that they're happy to build the CRM for you as well, so that they will adapt it to meet your needs. But obviously that is a cost involved in that, but then it is specifically tailored to what you and how you need to use it. And also it goes back to what you said, Yejide. In order to do that, you need to understand and know what your processes are. So that's a major exercise that has to be undertaken.
And I think that's the most important thing, because the amount of conversations like, oh, we get the CRM built, and I'm like, oh, that's really great. So can it do this and this, and how's it going to work with this system and that, and they're just looking at me like, oh my goodness, really? And I was like, yeah, did you think about this before? I was like, no, they're literally already getting it built So I'm like, okay, so how flexible is it for you to be able to add these things in and this, that, and the other? And so definitely, you know, it's really important to just look at it beforehand, and do that. I think it's like, you know, scoping work beforehand to really understand all the systems that you have, how you want them all to tie in, because like Maureen said, once you get it all right, you know, you can have the way the automation will work, it really does save you, and it makes you much more efficient in your business, beyond, you know, what you could imagine. So it is really important to do that work beforehand.
No, well, so the systems that I've come across and I've used will be when I was in the local authority, the Microsoft Dynamics, and I didn't even know it was a CRM. I didn't understand it at that point, but it was something that managed all the housing, the people, the clients, the teams, and it was great because it was a great way to filter, because that was a word that you used also yesterday. So filtering out specific information, especially when you're searching and you want to find something, it was a great way to filter, search, and look at the different processes, and also record notes, record information as well against particular people as well. So that was all there. The organization I currently work alongside with also use Capsule, so that's something that we use too. Totally enjoy that, so I'm used to seeing that. And I have to say, my beloved Excel, you know, I have to say,
I was wondering when that would come in.
we need to pay homage to Excel, like you know, yes, Excel.
Almighty
Excel. And you know, for you guys Google people, your Google Sheets, so you know,
it's all an Excel spreadsheet, isn't it?
Spreadsheet.
You know?
Spreadsheets.
Sorry,
the Zoho spreadsheets.
Oh, because everything comes down as a spreadsheet once you do a report, right? So it's like, oh, CSV again. Oh, Excel, great.
Just saying. It's all about the spreadsheet.
All about the spreadsheet. It's beautiful.
That's it. You know, and for me, actually, there are some other kind of analysis that you can do in the spreadsheets that you can't do on the systems as well. It actually can take it a bit further, you know. So I know like the systems can alert and so on, but I mean, this is not going to be Excel lesson, but yes, Excel can.
Always getting in Excel, any opportunity.
That's it. DM me if you want to know more.
I think Microsoft need to be like pay you a little affiliate fee just for mentioning it.
I think so. And look, I'm in green. Microsoft, Lord. Green screen. Yes, no, thank you. So I know that our time is flying. So I want to just get a bit more. We've talked about the systems and we've talked about the benefits. So I want to get a bit more detailed about how it's helped you in your business.
Yeah, as I said, I'm moving from spreadsheets onto a client manager. And in the client manager has all my clients' details. And it actually helps me with deadlines and notifying them of things. I can send texts from there. I can send bulk emails from there. But obviously, you got to put in the work first. You got to put in the data, correct data, for it to come out correctly. You know, what you input is what you get output. Yeah, and plus, like this, it just saves a lot of time. Like, you know, because before, as I say, I was using spreadsheets, I was using Google Calendar. But in this particular system, everything is in there. So I can do one quick report to see what my current deadlines are. And then I can automate an email to my client to say that, you know, I need this and this and this and this and this. Save so much time, honestly.
There's a lot of love going there for the CRMs, people. Yes. Yes, CRM.
For me, I think, yeah, I love it. I guess because I was a Google apper from years ago. So, and I think that's how I got sold into it, because it was that thing of, oh yeah, you could just plug it all in. So basically you can, you know, save your emails or your documentation. And the thing is, you can like save an email from somebody and it can create a client, a contact automatically on the CRM. You can create contacts from when you plug in your finance system as well. So using the API technology, you can add all these different integrations. So I've got my finance system connected to it, my email system, my MailChimp is connected to it as well, social media as well. So you can see what people are talking about. And then again, it's to a certain extent, somebody said that it's really kind of creepy that you can just monitor your that you're spying on your client. I was like, nah, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's about managing the relationship. So if you know they're talking about something and then another client's talking about it, and another client's talking about it, and I guess we're always getting it anyway because we're getting chased every device we go on. You do one search on something and then it pops up everywhere you go, literally, on the internet. So again, you know, the big companies are doing it. So it's for us again to observe and manage and communicate, and market and sell, basically, right? If we don't sell, we don't have a business. And that's the most important thing. So in terms of the sales as well, tracking, you know, how you get from having a cold client to a warm and then to a hot one, those kind of interactions, and then being able to create the processes as well. So what did I do to make sure that they got, you know, warmer and then to the hot, and then for me to be, you know, for them to be 100% client? What do I now need to do to make sure that I keep them, you know, longer and retain them, and maybe they promote me and stuff like that? So again, it's documenting that and creating workflows and those kind of things. It's good for task management as well. So things pop up in my calendar and I'm like, oh yeah, this needs to happen.
What's the one main thing that you could not do without that the CRM gives you?
All my clients in one place.
Right.
Yeah. All in one place. You go in there, you see what's going on.
Right. Okay.
Instead of logging into all the different other systems that I just spoke about.
And also as well, I forgot to say that also probably with all CRMs actually, I can upload sensitive documents so the clients can access the portal themselves from the other end and access that kind of document, and they can upload, download. I can also obviously upload and download, and they can also e-sign documents, you know, because back in the day you trek to the office or trek to prep or whatever cafe there is, sign the document, check back home, go and post it off to HMRC. But now you sign the document, I can stay in my office.
Perfect. So I mean, there's a lot in there, and that's why I pulled you back and said, okay, give me the one, but it can do so much. And I think companies that deal with CRMs are now catching on. So I use a lot of MailChimp for my marketing, and then I have my spreadsheet, you know, and I'm looking to look at HubSpot, because again, I think told about HubSpot.
That's a big one.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, and they do a lot, and they also support you and educate you on how to use the system effectively. So like the things that you were just talking about there yesterday, like, you know, how do you warm up that customer, do you know, till you get to the point that they're hot, you know, and then
I need that heat right now, it's cold.
Pepe, you know. And you know, you can connect. But I guess what's the most valuable thing at this moment in time? It's data. It's data. So having your data, understanding your customers is key, and having the CRM is the one that's going to help you. One of the challenges that I got my intern to do was to download my clients from MailChimp into a spreadsheet, of course. And go and research each person to get out more information, and then again segmentation, analyze it, and so on. So I agree, and I concur with you, that having that one place where I have all of my customers and I can see all of my customers and I can analyze from that one place.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, definitely. You know, but have you noticed that there are, and I think this is where I was going and I went off, there are lots of new software that are now trying to do all in one.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about having the systems that you can have your plugins. Now you've got systems that are now trying to do your marketing, do your sales, do the CRM, do everything. So things like Kajabi, that you can have courses, do your business, collect the data, and so on. So have you guys come across anything like that, or do you have any ideas around that?
My idea is that I haven't made time to look at them. And I think I did look, but then I thought there's still something I still need to add to it, and I guess what you find with a lot of systems is that they probably have like 9 out of 10 of them have very similar features, and then the 10th one has something totally different, and you're like, maybe that's the one, and then you're so you keep going back and forth, and you can really get real twisted with it, to be honest. So again, it is looking at what do you actually want, and then maybe that's where you get it built, and you look to more customizations and ones that you can add more to it. But yeah, haven't really looked into them. I've heard of Kajabi. I've kind of been on the user end, but not as like a customer side of it, but not as somebody who manages it and uses it in that way.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, well, that's something that I'm playing around and looking into, especially as we talked about being area business specific. So I'm looking at Kajabi, I'm looking at Hotmart. It's funny because I was looking at Zoho at one point, and more of you talking about it. But I know, again, Zoho stepped up, because before they were just basic CRM, but now.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, I've looked at them for a while because, as Jed was saying, like backwards and forwards, analyzing, and doing the pros and cons, and see what you need to do. And I'm sure I looked at Zoho like a year ago.
Yeah.
But it's like I can't jump onto something without looking to something, without proper investigation. But, obviously, my data is very, very sensitive, like everybody else is. But so I had to make sure that it's a system for me. And I'm sure, I swear down. When I looked at Zoho,
what do you swear down to?
I swear down. I looked at Zoho a few months ago, thinking, hold on a second, this has changed a little bit, isn't it? And as you said, Maureen, it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just expanded. It's like, I just grew legs and just like, became a monster. And it's got so many things attached to it now. And with my current accounting manager, they're always improving, always adding, always listen to customer feedback, because they're quite new as well. They've happened about 3-4 years old kind of thing. So I kind of jumped on that when they were quite young. And I'm sure I'm not using all the facilities or what is available. Yeah, seriously. It's and plus they actually, I think they've got a free agent already integrated. I think they're going to integrate QuickBooks as well. So they're doing stuff all the time. So in a year's time, I'll probably come back to you and say, do you know what, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can go on holiday.
A year? 6 months.
Right.
Get the AI start working, right? And that's probably where they're going to move to. And I guess it's all about competition, right? That's why everybody, and then there's the new players coming in that have brought something else, and the old players are like, we need to bring that in for our customers before we lose them, and those kind of things. So it is, and I guess this is how we always supposed to operate as a business. We keep on the ball and keep adding new features and to how do they say it? To delight your customers.
Evolve and delight.
Delight. It's all about delight, baby.
Well, look, ladies, this has been brilliant. I mean, I'm really excited because I'm hoping that you guys have picked up how beneficial a CRM could be in your business, and it's going to be really, really useful. So to finish off, can you guys either share a thought, a quick tip, or something that you think people should consider around CRMs?
Sorry, go on, Mauva.
Just do your investigations. Just make sure it's a CRM that you need, because once you've invested time plugging in your data, it's a lot of time trying to transfer that as well. So just do your investigations, do a lot of comparisons, ask anybody, ask the online forums, ask your mates down the pub, ask somebody. Ask us. Oh, that's true, Dan. Ask us, but just do your investigations.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely ask us, because frankly, the conversations I have is like, why did you talk to me first? But I've said it and I'll say it again. Understand your processes, your business processes beforehand, before getting into any of the software. Once you're in the software, can you make sure that you respect the data that you put into it? Don't just transfer dirty data into a new software, because it's pointless.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've got issues with data. Your spreadsheet is dirty. You've transferred it over. It's good data integrity. It's part of GDPR, but it's good for you as well. Like if your person's called Michelle with 2 L's and you've spelled it as an L, 1 L in your spreadsheet, don't transfer it over. Make sure it's correct before you put it in there. Clean data from the start when you get your system.
Totally. And see, that was said with passion. Clean data.
dirty.
Clean data, not dirty data.
That's it. Because people tend to blame the system when it's down to why did Excel do that? No, you did it.
You did it.
You did
Pay
it.
attention and get and also get systems right, because human error is the worst thing, but get systems that allow your data to be inputted by your people in the first place, your customers in the first place. So like we said, MailChimp, whatever, they type in their own name. If they get it wrong, they get it wrong. But if you're reading it off handwritten bits and so on and so forth, clean data, please.
I think we should just do a talk about that, about data, how you're managing your data. Okay.
I need a refresher. Thank you.
All right, so I'd like to finish off with that. We've talked about data a lot, and it's the importance of data. It is the major currency at the moment. Facebook are loving it because they've got all of our data, one way or another. So people are collecting data and selling the data. So please look after, manage your data. You need the data for your business. One of the main things that I would always say is that no matter how many systems that you have, whether it's Zoho, Capsule, MailChimp, whatever, make sure you download your data onto a spreadsheet. Have it separate away from certain systems, because if they go down, you still have it, because those systems still own the data as well, So you need to make sure that you've got your own safe, secure list, that data kept separately. All right. So on that, get to know your customers, get to know your clients, so that you can actually communicate on a personal level. So I don't want to stop. I just don't want to stop. There's so much. But
delight is the main key.
That's it. Delight your customers.
Send them
Show
cakes
them that you
and
care.
Stuff. Yeah, Mauva, you need to send your customers cakes.
You send me cakes.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, true. I'm a customer. Yes, thanks.
Oh my gosh, when you started that, man.
We need cake. Put that on the CRM, plug it in. Who's doing it?
Well, again, it goes, look, see, I'm going into one now. Well, let's just listen back to the recording. Hopefully you've got some great ideas, great tips of how you can use a CRM. Again, you will find us on YouTube. Please subscribe, like us, tell us what you think. Thank you to all of you guys that have created and gave us comments and liked us. Share it with your friends. You'll also find us on LinkedIn as well. So next time, we'll see you here on the Elevenses. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.